Hey everyone, Maxim here. So today is kind of interesting day, and this video is actually particularly interesting because this is video number 14, which means that I overshoot the pattern. When we did it together, we only did 13 videos, and this is number 14, which means this went longer than the previous one. So this series is officially longer than my previous series is Garden the Fear. Um, so today was an interesting experience in two aspects, and it's all about breaking up and divorce and stuff like this, because that's what I'm doing like here in Moscow, and that's apparently the theme of the day. So I was sitting in a coffee shop. It's called Coffee House, and I was sitting in the middle, and three couples around me was talking about relationships, and that was so weird because you see three different aspects of it. So there was like an old guy who is hates his wife, and he's like, "Oh, she's fucking bitch. She took my kids, and I hate her. And she's that, and this, and that, and this, and this, and that, and she's horrible, and everyone says she's horrible, and things like this." Then there is two older women, like around the same age as the guy, and they're like, "Oh, men are assholes. Oh, I'm glad you don't have this guy anymore. Hey, and you know all the men, they only think they want the sex." And then you have a third example with a slightly younger lady. She's probably like about my age, I think, 30 or something. Um, and she is sitting with psychologist and trying to figure out what the heck went wrong in her previous relationship. And he's like, he tries to lead her to the same exact thing which I've been sharing for the last 14 days, which is what is your, like, look at yourself. It's not your boyfriend which caused this relationship to break up, and it wasn't your boyfriend who caused the arguments. It's your wounds, it's you, and he was trying to dig those wounds, but doing this in a crowded coffee shop, I would probably not advise against this, because people, especially here in Russia, people are very cautious, I guess, of public opinion, and they wouldn't do something like this in public. So have your own cabinet, or, like, I don't know, do it in private, because digging feelings, asking people to cry in public, you need a very vulnerable nation, and I don't think Russians are a very vulnerable nation. We're a harder nation which doesn't. We just, our fear is our fear. We're not gonna show you that. That's the approach we take here. Yeah, so that's been my day pretty much. And when I was sitting there, I had like massive inspiration of, like, I should write about this, because it's ridiculous how we turn from a loving relationship of being like, oh my god, this person changes my life, I love him so much, I'm gonna build life with him, we're gonna live forever, we're gonna have kids, blah blah blah, and then it goes into, oh my god, I hate this guy so much, he's such an asshole. Like, we've all been there. Like, I've been there. I bet you've been there when you explain it to your girlfriends, when you talk about your previous boyfriends, and they're like, "Oh yes, he was so horrible to you. Why are you dating him?" And you see it over and over again, how your friends will tell you, "Oh yeah, she was horrible for you. Why are you dating them?" But you were the one who created this picture in the first place. That they are horrible for you, because it's way easier to blame someone else. And the reason why this happens is actually the same reason we fall in love. It's our subconsciousness. So what happens on the subconscious level when you fall in love, you find someone who looks like your caretaker, and on sub you see the wounds, you see the thing which they can heal for you. So you go for it, you're like, oh my god, I feel the pull to this person, I don't know why. I'll tell you why, because your subconsciousness is seeing your caretaker in that person. And what happens when they reject you, or you reject them one way or another, is for your subconsciousness, it repeats abandonment. It repeats that your caretaker left you, that they left somewhere and no one takes care of you anymore. And it's fucking scary. And it's a lot of emotions. And why do you express those emotions? Because your brain just goes like, oh my god, I'm by myself now. Ah! And it looks for a target. It looks for someone to blame. Because if you blame yourself, that's like, it's self-destructive. You can go into massive depression and blaming yourself and saying, I was at fault, it's my fault, and I'm the worst, and all the things. Some people do that when they break up, and that's very tough. But it's not about blaming someone, that's the thing. It doesn't... it doesn't matter whose fault it is, and there's no actually someone at fault here. It's only lessons on, for you personally, on what did you do, what can you do better in the next relationship. And the next relationship can be an evolution of the one that you have. You might come back together and decide to try again, or it can be a different relationship. It does not matter. What matters is what growth you can experience from those lessons. Because if you don't learn from them, you're gonna fail again. You're gonna do exactly the same thing in your next relationship. So learn from them and figure out why did it not work from your perspective. And ask your partner, they can help you. That's where consciously you can transition through it. But this all needs to happen when you transition from a very different state, where a lot of us transition from a state of, oh, that person was so horrible to me, they never loved me. Like, you hear this, they never loved me. Like, you've been with that person for, let's say, months or years. You maybe even had kids with them. How, if they never loved you, they would go through all of this with you? How would, if they've never loved you, they would still stay there when you get triggered? They did love you. And those many beautiful memories which your brain is trying to block. So don't let your brain block them. Don't let your brain to create a picture of where the other person was so horrible that the only memories you have is a sorrow and a tension and an argument. So that's the only memories you have left of that relationship. Because you can't get back time. You spend months with that person, and there's no way for you to take this month back. Doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter how much you blame them. This month that you have spent with this person is your life now. It's part of you, and if you want to resent that part, it's only your lost. It's not they lost, it's your lost. And I guarantee you, if you look deep and actually sit down and remember, you will remember those beautiful moments. You will remember many, many beautiful moments of how amazing your relationship was, and why you was so much in love with them, and why were you there for a month. Not because it wasn't like, hey, I just dated this guy for like a week and then he broke up with me. I'm not talking about that kind of, like, that's a very short term, that's a very different kind. I'm talking about when you get together, you start building life, you start dreaming together and things like this, in those kind of relationships. And those kind of relationships require commitment. You had the commitment there. And the other thing is, how do you transition? So that was that probably is the trickiest part, because we're all like, yeah, of course, I remember that my relationship is beautiful. But when the other person comes to you and says, I feel like I want to not be in a relationship with you anymore, that's very interesting reaction, let's say. I've been on both sides. I've been the person who did this to my partner, and I've been the person who received that. So it's kind of interesting to see the dynamic change for me. And I would say it's equally hard to do both. It's very hard to tell a person like that. It takes courage, and that's what I respect in my partner, that she had courage to come out and say, I'm feeling that I want to not be in a relationship with you. Not that I'm living right now, but I'm feeling that I don't want to be in a relationship with you. Do you see the difference between the feeling and the decision making? This is crucial because when your brain hears I'm feeling, it gets fucking scared because it thinks that what they're saying is, I'm leaving right now, goodbye. Or maybe like your mom left you somewhere in the store, like maybe she lost you for a minute while she was trying a new dress, or you wandered by yourself and then the mom is not there anymore and she left me. Oh my god, this is what triggers in your brain. Your brain is afraid, your subconsciousness is afraid of the same situation, and that situation happens in front of you when they tell you, I feel that I want to not be in a relationship with you. So when this happens, recognize that. Recognize that it's okay to be triggered. But this is where you need to ask for your time. Ask for your time to go take a time out. Feel into what you're feeling. Take care of your needs. Go for run, dance, whatever you need to take care of yourself. And only when you feel like you are not triggered anymore, and you usually have a body response, right? The same thing I talked about in the previous video, that you get, like, I get a jaw, like my jaw gets so sore, it's like, it just hurts physically. So until I know that my jaw doesn't hurt anymore, I will not come back to the discussion, because that means my subconsciousness is being like triggered, and all this energy, all this like negativity, anger, it accumulated in it, and then if I go and talk to my partner, it's gonna end up with like, you're fucking fault. That's inevitable, because it's stuck there and it needs to get released, and there's a person in front of you who is causing all of this, so let's release it on them. This is what we think. So make sure that you take care of yourself and be compassionate and appreciate how much of a courage it takes other person to express those feelings, because they feel bad, they feel really bad that they're telling you this, but if they know that they cannot tell you that, they're fooling themselves, and this is even scarier. So they get to choose between them and you, and it gets into some weird dynamic. So appreciate how much they committed to this relationship, because they have not left you. They're not repeating what your caretaker did. They are telling you that they're feeling that way. Doesn't mean that they're gonna leave. And even if they do, when they do leave, you go and talk about it. You have a conscious decision that maybe your life plan's not aligned anymore. Maybe you want to travel and your partner wants to settle. Maybe you want kids and your partner doesn't want to have kids. Maybe I like, there is this article which I've recommended as part of my blog post, and it has 5 red flags, and when I was reading the article, I was like, oh shit, red flags. So I have 2 of them in my previous relationship. And one of the things they say is substance abuse. If your partner goes into substance abuse, you can try to be their savior. But if they're going into substance abuse themselves, it's their responsibility to take care of their own needs. Unless they ask you, if you try to limit them, if you try to like, hey, don't do that, it's not your responsibility. Even if you care for them, they will not change until they make a decision themselves. So that might be the time to end your relationship. If you think your partner is going into substance heavily, and you trying to tell them like, hey, hello, where are you going to? And they're like, fuck you. Don't care, because I want to. Or you're doing it. Like, maybe you're just going in and drinking non-stop. Don't be surprised when your partner tells you like, hey, I think it's time to end this. So there's like 5 red flags. So if you want to read my blog, which I'm going to link in this video, at the end of the blog, there's a link to the article of what are the red flags in your relationship when you actually need to consciously transition it. So when you do consciously transition it, be conscious of the fact that you're not transitioning because you didn't love each other. And you're transitioning not because one of you is a failure. Transitioning it because right now, at this moment, your path in life is not aligned with each other. And forcing one of the partners to align themselves with the other is not gonna lead to anything good. So, as sad as it is, it might be a time for your partnership to end. And hell knows, you never know what's gonna happen in the future. But at this stage, right now, this is the situation. And if you accept it consciously, if you accept the understanding that this is not your mom leaving you in a supermarket, this is not that, then you can keep all these memories, you can keep all those moments of love and compassion and empathy and all these amazing experiences you went through, and love your partner, even if they're not your partner anymore. Because they deserve it. They went through it all with you. And don't forget to love yourself. So when you are listening to your partner and you're feeling triggered again, don't be just there like, oh, I need to hold them. If you're feeling triggered, tell them. Tell them like, hey, I'm feeling shit. Like, I'm getting triggered. I'm gonna go take care of my body and stuff, and I'll come back. You don't need to take care of them all the time. It's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is your needs first, and then you can help your partner. And if your needs are not being met, like you want to travel the world and your partner doesn't, and then this is a deal breaker, as sad as it is. It doesn't change the fact that you were madly in love with each other. Remember that next time you leave your relationship. It doesn't need to be he's motherfucker did this or she did this. It can be different. Maxim out.